It is a sunny day in Buenos Aires, but the wind is a bit chilly. Everyone else is having a great time at the park and I'm freezing my ass off. I should probably change the view because what you guys really want to see is behind me. Give me a second. 1 second. So, we're going to be talking about something that we've already discussed on the channel, and I'm bringing it back up because I feel like it hasn't received the attention that it deserves. People aren't taking it seriously enough, and I want to hear your guys' opinions on this topic.
First, tell us what the purpose of the program was and why it was so secretive.
So, a few months ago, the Pentagon came out and said that they had a black project, that they were using taxpayers' money to study unidentified aerial phenomenon, also known as UFOs. And when this happened, I feel like it sort of changed the game for the UFO community and just the paranormal community. Don't get me wrong, there's always been talk about secret programs that have been used to study, phenomenon and stuff like that, but it's always been sort of hush-hush, conspiracy kind of stuff. And this was flat out just telling us the truth about this issue. What really fascinated me about this was the everyday average Joe's reaction to this news coming out. Some people were like, yeah, whatever, they exist, which is an approach to this phenomenon that I find fascinating in the sense of like they don't really care because they believe it exists, or maybe they just don't have time to try to grasp it or figure it out.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Then you have the people that flat out still do not believe at all, and they're trying to find some sort of logical explanation because that is logical, right? So let's break down some of the logical explanations. Now, the craft has never been called a UFO. So far, it hasn't been said, oh, they're UFOs. They've been calling them unidentified aerial phenomenon or AAVs. So honestly, it could be some technology that another government has, or a shadow government, or something secret that nobody knows about that we're seeing for the first time. That is one possibility. Something about that just doesn't sit with me well, because you know that the US government and the Russians, one of these superpowers in the world, would have known about this technology. They would know this technology exists. They wouldn't be scratching their heads as to what this could be.
Bing, bong. Mm-hmm. Bing, 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 bong.
When that news came out, I was expecting a complete different reaction than what actually happened. I was expecting everyone to sort of just say, okay, this is it. Something strange is going on. We need to figure this out. Everyone was going to, open their eyes and just be open to the idea and start thinking how this was affecting our reality. But that did not happen. People talked about it for a few days and then it sort of just faded away. It kind of disappeared. Now, I have been seeing articles slowly trickling in, right, about this, where they keep talking about it. Now, because the program was closed down, right, I think that helped people sort of forget about it. They were like, well, it's closed now because they didn't find anything, so there's no reason to think about this.
Well, we found a lot. I think it's probably been a little bit mischaracterized in some of the social media you see and what people put out, because a lot of times when we don't have a lot of information, we tend to fill in those gaps with what we think is logical.
I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that there is a UFO phenomenon. There is something in the skies and something that has been interacting with our culture and our species since the beginning of time. I think that the Pentagon coming out and telling us that they were spending tax dollars to research this phenomenon is something that we definitely need to consider. So hear me out real quick. UFOs are real. Let's think about this for a second.
Do you believe that life from somewhere else, while you ran this program, came here, visited, observed?
That through the observation, scientific methodologies that were applied to look at this phenomena, that these aircraft, we'll call them aircraft, are displaying characteristics that are not currently within the U.S. inventory, nor in any foreign inventory that we are aware of.
the abduction phenomenon. If UFOs are real, then all those stories that people consider to be confabulations or, sleep paralysis or lies or just people's imaginations playing tricks on them, some of those stories will have to be true. And some of those stories are so frightening or amazing.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone, whatever that means.
So, UFOs are real, and the abduction phenomenon is real. So let's break this down. Why are they abducting us? The government is studying these things because they need the technology. They want to know what's in the skies. They're afraid it's a weapon from another country. They're not worried about the everyday average citizen, the average Joe that's getting taken from his apartment at night and put onto a craft and studied. Now, those kinds of things are the things we need to consider. They're not considering our best interests right now. I'm afraid that we, the people, are not taking this information and using it to help protect ourselves, to help wake ourselves up. I've said it once and I will say it again. Sometimes the truth is much, much stranger than fiction. Everyone else is having a beautiful time at the park. And I'm over here like, why are they abducting people? Ah!